Thank you, Your Honor. For the record, my name is Richard Girard, and I live at 283 Orange Street. I personally think you should put this on the ballot. However, I think your language needs to be clear, because it's not. If the intent of this question is to remove the mayor from the school board, it ought to say that instead of saying the school board will elect a chairman from its members. It doesn't say that the mayor won't be a member anymore. If you want the voters to pass judgment on that, your question should say that. Similarly, it does not spell out that this will give the school board the authority not only to appropriate its own budget, but to send its own tax bill. This fiscal autonomy language that you have here, frankly, is mealy-mouthed, and it's designed, I think, to hide the reality of what you're trying to do, which is to give the school board the opportunity to raise its own budget and send its own tax bill. Currently, that resides here with this board, and it should, in my opinion, but I'm happy to have that debate with the voters. Again, your language should be clear. It is not. It is deceptive, and that is not going to get an honest result from the voter. Finally, there are things here in this language that the school board already has. The school board is responsible for overseeing the administration of its own budget. While this board appropriates the school's budget, it has absolutely nothing to do with how the school board allocates the funds. It already has the power to authorize and to appoint its own independent auditor, a clerk, and a treasurer. It does that now. So I don't know why we need to amend the charter to provide for that, because it already happens. And the only thing I'll say on the content of the debate is this. The idea that somehow the mayor of the city, who as an ex officio member, if they don't believe they should be part of the school board or don't want to be, they don't have to be. And there are plenty of examples of mayors that have relinquished the chair to the vice chairs of the school board, and not in distant history, but recent history. But if the idea is to somehow say that the city and the schools are separate, that the schools are not part of the city and don't deserve the attention of the top elected official in the city, who, in my opinion, is the only one that has the center of gravity necessary to move change, whether I agree with that change or I don't. The mayor is the leader of our city. The schools are part of our city, and to remove the mayor from that board and to separate that board from the city to be its own entity, I think splits the city in a way that is not helpful. But I'm content to let that happen, that debate play out with the voters, but I think you need to respectfully consider the questions that you're putting before the voters, or the representations of what these changes would be, because they fundamentally hide the intent of these amendments. And I think that is unfair, and I think it tilts the debate in the direction that those who are putting this question on the ballot want it to go. And the final thing I say is, I think on tonight's agenda you have something about establishing a charter commission. Maybe you ought to let that process play out and have the charter commission that is going to be appointed and elected in this municipal election,
3 minutes,
review the charter in its totality and figure out what would be best for the city as a whole. Thank you.